Hey guys, welcome to Game Bet. Today we're going to have a video, and today we're going to be diving into some more leak information or potentially leaked information provided by industry insider for Battlefield and Call of Duty, that being Tom Henderson. So yesterday, or over the weekend I should say, he released some information on his Twitter, which he had potentially seen the upcoming Battlefield trailer, or at least clips of it, and he made a drawing or a rendering as to what that looked like, as to what he had seen. So go ahead and check out that video. I'll link it in the description down below. That was the Battlefield video I believe I did on Sunday of this week to start the week off. But what we'll do here is we're going to continue off of that video, because now what he's telling us and showing us is another drawing, which he's saying is the only POV shot that you'll get in this upcoming trailer. And if you know Battlefield trailers, typically we get a few POV shots, and they're more so cinematic type gameplay shots. So we'll go ahead and dive into that. But first off, if you also move your body around and your head around while you're flying the helicopters and jets in Battlefield and doing turns, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe and a comment down below. I can't be the only person that does this. As you can see on screen, some footage from the live stream the other night you'll see here over on Twitch. So let me know. I can't be the only person moving around like this while I'm flying. But jumping into the information here, Tom Henderson released another screenshot or a drawing of what he's seen in the screenshot of the trailer, which is showing a very similar location. Now, in the video the other day, we actually went into the other screenshot that he had seen, and he had also drawn, which basically showed a bunch of Ospreys kind of closing in on a peninsula, and there's some rocket launches and a weather anomaly being a hurricane or a tornado kind of closing in from the ocean towards the peninsula, and some different rocket sites or missile sites going on there. So today, again, he released, or yesterday I should say, he released another drawing of what he had seen in the trailer, and stating that this was the only POV shot you'll get in the trailer. And like I said, you know, in Battlefield trailers in the past, you'll get maybe one or two POV shots throughout the trailer, and most of it's going to be more so cinematic. If we even go back to like the original Battlefield 2 trailer, you had things like that going on there as well. So it dates all the way back. It seems obviously kind of a obvious guess as to what we would see is just maybe one or two POV shots. But for this one, you can see the drawing here on screen that he did. Basically, he stated that it comes from the POV shot of inside of a helicopter or a cockpit. Initially, he said it was a jet, but through the correction of the community versus what he drew, corrected it and says now that it is an Apache or maybe a Viper or some kind of helicopter. There's no way to really confirm what it is. He says on Twitter that it's an Apache, but again, there's no way to really know that based on this drawing here. But what we have here on screen is, again, the same or a similar missile site or a rocket site in the foreground here. We also have a enemy jet in the upper right-hand corner with the lock-on indicator. So lock-ons are going to return. I know those made their first appearance all the way back in Battlefield 2. They kind of went away in the Bad Company series and then came back in Battlefield 3 and 4. So if the timeline is correct and this is a modern or a near-modern shooter here in the 2030s, it would make sense that we'll be getting lock-on missiles that would return as well. We also see the tornado kind of closing in, or the hurricane closing in on the battle site that we're supposedly engaging in, according to this drawing. We also have a drawing of the rocket in front of us, which he notates on screen is a 200 Falcon 9-like rocket. So again, a large rocket in the foreground. And then we have people on the deck below the rocket itself, which would be supposedly enemy combatants, most likely. Then we also have the HUD on screen, which would be for the helicopter or the jet. And if you know the HUD from previous games, you have a lot of information on the HUD as far as your flare countdown or your ECM jammer countdown, your altitude, things like that are all available on the HUD. Then in the bottom right-hand corner of the drawing, you also have information as far as your different weapon systems, whether it's the helicopter or a jet. You'll have either your rockets, tow missiles, your ECM jammer, flares, etc., things like that. And then we have what looks like an ammo counter, which he also makes here as well. So that's really what the drawing that he did shows. We also have a lot of good art by some folks that made a lot of renderings and tried to bring this drawing to life. So I'll leave the information and the links to these people's Twitters down in the description below in the order as to which they are appearing in this video here. So we have at least three we'll show here that kind of create and bring to life Tom's drawing here, which is very interesting. Like I said, it kind of allows you to really look at this in new light and add some realism to it, which is pretty cool to see this brought to life. Now, one thing to know, it's actually pretty interesting. A lot of people did some research on this, and it looks like if we're going by this information that we can see via the drawing here that this looks to be a real-life location, being the Taneshima Space Center. Now, the Taneshima Space Center is off the coast of Japan. It is apparently the largest rocket launch complex in Japan, with a total area of around 9,700,000 square meters. So it is also known to be the world's most beautiful rocket launch complex. So very, very interesting. This is a real life site according to at least the research we done here on Google and Google Earth. At least it's a similar looking location. One of many possibilities, I would say. There's a lot of places with coastal lines and things like that, so could be a coincidence, but again, it kind of, again, brings these screenshots and drawings to life as to what Tom seems to be talking about here. So let me know down below what you guys think of that. I think overall this is some pretty interesting information, and he also says some additional things, such as people commenting, and he's stating things in his Twitter, dropping us little breadcrumbs, saying things like climate change is a big problem. So it kind of paints this maybe a bleak future, near future in the 2030s, early 2030s to mid 2030s, where maybe there's some climate change going on. It really reminds me of, if anybody ever played Mag back on PlayStation 3, it was kind of along the same type of storyline as to where the natural resources in the world were kind of diminishing, and the superpowers kind of went to war to take control of those natural resources to survive. It kind of reminds me of that if we're talking about climate change and things like that. Again, that's just what I go to first off the bat thinking of it. But let me know down below what you guys think of this. I know this, as well as the other information he gave us the other day with, again, the Ospreys kind of closing in on what looked like the same peninsula from the Taneshima Space Center. And if you look at those images from Taneshima Space Center, again, it looks to be very similar. Again, it's a peninsula right on the coastline in a very large area. There's actually a few different peninsulas here on that island itself. So it would make sense that this is at least potentially one of those locations that we could see in the upcoming Battlefield. So let me know down below what you guys think of this. Are you excited to be potentially into Japan? Things like that, different locations around the world. We'll have to see where it takes us. And even if any of these the information or leaks that are coming from Tom are true, I tend to kind of follow him and believe what he's saying, because he's really been spot on with what he said for a lot of things over the years. So it seems like the trailer is right around the corner, according to Tom and other people that seem to be tweeting this. The Battlefield Twitter page is starting to ramp up and come to life. They're teasing, they're dropping a lot of comments. They also pinned the tweet from April 1st that showed the Battlefield trailer, and it was just a teaser image of them showing just an actual trailer that you tow behind your car. So they pinned that to their Twitter page. I don't know if that means anything or not, but I think it should be pretty interesting to see when this trailer, or this at least a teaser trailer, is going to be coming here. We have with Call of Duty right now the Season 3 launch for the Cold War Modern Warfare Warzone integration is right around the corner here, about a week away from today. So we'll have to see what the time of this trailer is going to be. I don't foresee them going before the Season 3 launch of Cold War in Warzone, so I think we can expect this trailer most likely that last week of April or very early May is when we should be expecting this, I would say. Another thing to point out is there's actually on that screenshot in the bottom right hand corner, which I said indicated maybe an ammo count, could potentially be a date. It says 0205, so potentially that's, if you're a chopper gunner or something, that could be the amount of ammunition you have in the chain gun or the 30mm, or it could be a date, meaning May 2nd. So we don't really know. Battlefield likes to drop a bunch of teasers there, but again, this is a screenshot or a drawing or a rendering of what Tom supposedly has seen. So I wouldn't read that much into it. However, it does appear to be something very similar to the Taneshima Space Center in Japan, or off the coast of Japan. Going to be pretty interesting to see what this game looks like. I'm very, very excited. I've been waiting for a new Battlefield all the way since, I would say, 2014-15. I still play Battlefield 4 to this day, so I have a lot of fun with this game. I'm really excited to see what happens. Let me know down below what you guys think. Are you excited for Battlefield 6? I think if it's going to be near future, like Tom is saying, this is going to be one of the biggest and best Battlefield games to date. Especially, it should go pretty well uncontended with Halo Infinite, and then whatever Call of Duty, supposedly the rumor is Call of Duty World War II Vanguard, or there's also rumors now that Call of Duty may even take a year off, being a similar situation that Battlefield was in after Battlefield 5. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with this. I know I, for one, cannot wait for a new Battlefield. And going back and playing Battlefield on stream with you guys the other day was a lot of fun, too. You can see that footage in the background. But let me know down below what you guys think. Are you excited for Battlefield 6? Let me know in the comments down below. Till next time, this is Buckner Gaming, out.